Hey, I'm Achickwitbeatz here with my awesome co-host Breezy Gipson. We're glad that you're with us, and man, I'm just excited to do what we do, right?
Oh no, it's oh yeah, it's it's a great day. Another week gone by. We're in the midst of great happenings, so it's good to be here, and looking forward to see just what happens today.
Absolutely, likewise. So, of course, as always, the instrumentals you hear are produced by yours truly. So, you can always check me out at achickwitbeatz.com. And you know what? We may as well just go on and get into it so, we don't delay the goodness any further.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right, let's go. Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. We're very, very delighted that we have with us the super talented Big J Rizzle, hailing from Atlanta by way of Houston. How are you feeling today?
Feeling good. Got a workout in here early this morning. Knocked some stuff out.
That's what's up.
Productivity to start the day.
That's what's up. Health is wealth. So if you could just let everybody know, a little bit about you. Who is Big J Rizzle? Background from even your stage name and when you fell in love with music and decided that you needed it to be a part of your life.
Okay, so today I start with the stage name. My brother used to call me J Rock growing up, but my favorite cousin used to call me J Rizzle. And so that's what I've just been going by since I was a kid. And all my friends from college, friends from high school, they all call me Big J. And it's really for Google searching purposes. So when you type in J Rizzle, a bunch of stuff come up. When you type in Big J, a bunch of stuff come up. But then you type in Big J Rizzle, it's very specific to me. So if you want to find me on like any platform, you can just type in Big J Rizzle and something to come up about me. And I've been rapping since I was a kid. Me and my partners, I'm from Houston, 3rd Ward. So me and my partners I grew up with, we was all rapping. We all got signed as kids. It was in like, a little independent label. They got some distribution money and just wanted a bunch of young rappers under it, but weren't really trying to do anything with us. And so that kind of threw me off from the music for a little bit once I got through high school and into college. But then I tapped back in with it after college, towards the end of college with one of my frat brothers. And we started this collective called House of Raps. He and I, then a couple more dope artists, videographers, photographers that we got into this one little collective that started pushing and putting on our own shows, making some noise here in Houston. And then me and my frat brother decided to move to Atlanta and really learn the music business. So we out here in Atlanta, and some other things about me. I'm an appreciator of all things delicious and tasteful. I'm a big foodie. I like to cook. I like to try new things. I like all different cultures, from the Indian food. Give me some biryani, or I might get some bibimbap from the Korean spot, some traditional Cantonese, Peking duck or something. I'm that type of food. So add a little flavor and culture to your life.
I love it, man. I mean, yeah, I know Breezy's probably over there itching. Like you just said so much in such a short amount of time. Like there's a lot to unpack there. Real quick before I default to Breezy, I just want to know, okay, so you said that you had that experience, pretty young with the label just kind of collecting you guys and not really doing anything. What was that like to be that young to experience that? Like I understand how that can be off-putting, but can you tell us a little bit about what that was like for you, like to experience something like that so early?
It kind of jaded us, when you're a kid, you don't really know what's going on. I mean, even adults who jump into this game don't understand how it worked and, the rights to your music and all that. So we thinking, we go to the studio, write some raps, lay it down, that's our music. But we was experiencing, songs getting used for other artists. We'll record a session and then come back the next day, a whole nother person doing the song, and we trying to put stuff out, but we can't even perform at the block parties and stuff like that in the hood. So it really just jaded us, left a bad taste in our mouth.
Yeah, well, kudos to you on being able to push through that, eventually, and keep it going. All right, Bree. Yeah.
We love music, so we ended up getting back into it.
That's what's up. All right, Breezy.
Okay, number one, Big J Rizzle. Okay, now Big J Rizzle in the house. All right, now, the number one thing that I think of when it comes to Houston, H-Town. Okay, I'm not even going to ask a question. I'm just going to put it on out there. The number one thing I think about is those wide
The 84s, man, the elbows. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm all in. Okay. See now, a lot of people know what we're talking about, but some don't. So they need to do their background so they can find out. All right, now, but you share with our listeners, what you say you went to college and you were in a frat brothers. So share with our listeners what that's about. Where you went and what frat you're in. Might be some of your frats out there listening.
Yeah, man, I went to Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas. It was a small school. It blew up now. But I pledged to make it top 5. I was cute dog in it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, last time I checked, there was a big there was a big office out there out in Lithonia off of I-20.
Yeah, Snapfinger Drive, baby.
There you go, bro. There you go. So, but it's always good to bring that topic up, because we can't let that die. Number one with the school, number two with the fraternities, because there's a lot of rich tradition, So there's a lot of people, they don't have any idea what that tradition is, So
yeah, they think it's all the partying, man, and they think of partying, hazing, and all of that, but really, like, not just our organization. I'm biased, of course, for mine, but there's some people in these organizations that did great things.
Yeah.
If you go to Morehouse and you see all of the buildings named after people that were in fraternities. I mean, Benjamin E. Mays is one of my frat brothers. Great educator. Earl Graves. Black Enterprise. That's my frat brother. They're, doing big things for Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Well, kudos. And so now, right from the start, when you began this interview, I could tell that you were a man of distinction when you discussed a few of your likes and involvements. And so, I'm just going to say right now, hats off to you because of the way you stepped in the door. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, there have been folks that have they didn't step in, they kind of slid in or kind of slinked in, but you stepped in the door proudly, and that's a great representation of what a man is like these days. So kudos to you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I try to be a stand-up guy, man, 100% of the time.
Yes, sir. You got to be. And in this world, sometimes, well, not sometimes, many times, you got to be twice as good just to match the other folks good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so when you come in there stepping the way you stepped in today, I'm just jumping for joy.
Yeah, man. I work in corporate America in the daytime, right?
Okay.
I run the finance department for CBRE's Global Workforce Solutions, which is basically like facilities management on the Dollar Tree and Family Dollar account. And so I'm in that setting most of the day. Mm-hmm. And like I tell people all the time, it's different ways to make it out and grind. Like, especially with rapping, everybody who rap that's successful has like a drug story, or if they're a white person, they come from, Jewish money and things of that nature. But like, you can make it out and get it in other ways. And that's what I try to teach to, younger dudes coming up. Because I'd rather live and enjoy the little money I have than make a bunch of money fast and not get to enjoy it.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. Well said. Well spoken.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You see, we're just absorbing you, man. We're firing questions and everything, but see, your vibe is so refreshing. We're just absorbing your vibe, and that's a great thing in my opinion. It really is.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I just try to, just be upfront and very personable with people. I think that's what I add as an artist. Like, my music might come off a certain way, but the root of it is authenticity, right? And I'm telling you a little bit about who I am, the type of things that I like. You know, I'm not always buttoned up corporate America. I do go to the hole in the walls for the $2 Quavo shots. You know, I do hang out. I enjoy a good block party. You know, grabbing chicken off the pit type stuff. But, you know, it's things that build me in, you know, in a better way that I don't hide either. So.
Well, I'm going to turn it over to Achickwitbeatz because I got a blockbuster question next. So you go right on ahead.
All right. Well, yeah, one of the things I noticed, you know, as you were giving your introduction, when you were talking about, you know, artists not really knowing like the business side of things, but how you and your frat brother like built up your team. So if you could kind of tell us a little bit about that and like how you look for your connection.
So most of my connections come from college, and that's another reason why I stress going to college at least for a year. I know it's not for everybody, you know, everybody's not a student, but just the connections that you can make, that is not, you're not going to be in a setting like that ever again in life, where you have literally thousands of people that will do different things in life that we all can benefit off each other. It could be a hive mind of sorts. And so we built our team off of people that we went to school with for the most part, and childhood friends. So we got some guys who were in the film and communications department at school that was doing camera work and had access to us really nice cameras. So we used them to start shooting our earlier videos. Then other rappers, we just started pooling our resources, because what was happening was in Houston, and it's in Atlanta too, but it's a lot worse in Houston. It's a lot of pay for play, where you will have to pay $100 to perform at a show, but then invite 15 people to come to the show. So basically the whole show is full of artists who want to perform and the people that they've invited, as opposed to it being a properly promoted event to showcase artists. So we kind of got tired of that, and we'll just find our own venues. We have our own group of artists that we like, you know, from school and in our neighborhoods, and we can see if they want to be a part of it. Come in on the promotion end, it's gonna cost a little bit up front, but it's nothing compared to what we've been doing, you know, paying this money and we don't have any say so what's going on. And they put us on the flyer 1 week before the event and, you know, expect us to pop it off. So, you know, we got with some people that we like, kept it small, like 8 guys, including us. And we really just started going different places. We started it off in Houston, of course. We did our House of Rap show here. We brought in all of our fans. Probably like maybe 250 to 300 people came to the show. And then we took it to South by Southwest. So we used that show to promote the show in Austin. And we tapped in with our frat brothers there to help us promote. And we did kind of an off the beaten path showcase. But I go every year, and when I was with the record label, we used to go. And so I kind of knew the high traffic areas that wasn't on 6th Street. So I found some spots over there, and we threw shows there. It was pretty dope. We got a lot of media coverage from some of the Austin media, and met other artists from out of town, California, Toronto, New York, Chicago. So then we took that, started connecting with them in those cities, and again, using our frat brothers to help promote. And we put together a small tour with the artists that we had, and just kind of built up everything from there. And you know, when people see you doing things, they want to be a part of it. So it was easier to get, you know, people who made beats, some producers, some other engineers that wanted to be involved, and really help us build up the collective.
Wise moves.
Yeah, wise moves. Now, okay, I'm gonna get straight to it. Okay, we've got a lot of young folks that are listening, some people who are just starting out.
Mhm.
And so now, in a nutshell, speak on the topic of how important it is to be about your business and touching all the business ends in the industries that you're in.
The business is the most important part, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's thousands of artists out, right? But if you learn how to hone in on the business aspect, you don't have to work as hard, because you get, okay, what does my budget look like, right? And what does that mean? How much are they investing in me, and how much I have to recoup? What's the game plan to do that? Is it even feasible, right? So like, once you learn that, then you can start making better moves. I would say, like, it took me some time to learn it. I had to bump my head against the wall. So you spend a lot of money on stuff that really don't help you at the end of the day. Like I say, the pay-per-play shows, the paying people for features who don't help you promote it. It's all of that stuff. And you just spend on the wrong stuff, and now you don't have anything left for marketing. You don't have anything left, to sell merch, to build up other things that you can make money off of.
Well, you sound like a scholar, man, and see, the scholars are the ones that are paving the way. Okay, we got a lot of folks, they want to jump on stage and, and they don't have the fundamentals of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the end of the day, they don't know where they are, or they don't know where their money is, or, we can go on and on and on and on, because they never did focus enough on the business end the way they should have. So, wise words from you, and I really appreciate you going in that direction.
No, I appreciate the question. Yeah, that's something people really need to understand, that the business is 85% of it.
Yeah. So, looking at the time, it just seemed to fly by, like way too quickly. So, I mean, we definitely got to have you back sometime soon in the near future. But,
Sure.
Before we get ready to head out and all that, could you let everybody know, what you got coming up and where they can follow you and keep up with, everything that you're doing?
Yeah, you can follow me on all social medias: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Big J Rizzle, BIGJAY RIZZLE. You can type that same thing in and find the music that I have out now. I got 3 singles out: a song called Big with B King, another song called Jump, and then a song called Bust It with my homegirl Fee, the MC. She from out here in Houston. She a pretty dope artist. She went viral on Twitter for her freestyle and everything. She pretty dope. And so, upcoming events, we're gonna do a House of Raps house party in Houston. That'll be sometime in November, either the first or the second week before Thanksgiving for sure. Where we'll be showcasing some of our new music. I'm gonna invite some media people there, some producers, to kind of network with some of the artists that we know, and just some of our fans can get the vibe. And we might have a session there. I'll bring my recording equipment, but we'll see. And we're gonna try to do the same thing in Atlanta in December. So.
Awesome. Sounds like some great stuff to look forward to. And yeah, I hope all the listeners make sure that you follow him, check him out in all those places that he mentioned. And yeah, definitely can't wait to have you back. And I'm going to throw it back to Breezy before we get ready to close out.
Oh man, Big J Rizzle. I mean, you stepping in the door. I've said that before. I hate to be repeating myself, but see, when things like that happen, things like this happen, it leaves a very impactful view. Okay, and so that impactful view you've shared with our listeners and with us is one of many means, and all of those means are positive means. So, speaking to the young folks or to the seasoned folks about getting your business together, be about your business and more business and less stage stuff, you know. So you can do all the stage stuff you want, but if the business ends aren't there, you just got thin there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and you know, shout out to your partner, to your frat brothers and everything, man. People who are supporting you and your whole network that you mentioned. The eight of you all, including you guys. So nothing but great things to you, man. So it's one of those good interviews. Good. So
Thank you. I appreciate y'all, man. Sure.
Yeah, thanks for coming on and sharing your wisdom. And yeah, I hope everybody was eating up all that free game that you just dropped. So yeah, can't wait to have you back again soon.
All right, thank you.
yes, sir.
All right, that was really great to have him on the show. I really appreciated him sharing his wisdom and his knowledge and his experiences with us. And it's always a delight to have such talented people come on and just share all the things that they've been through. It makes everybody stronger, hearing the stories, and kind of helps you focus and learn from each other.
Yes, there's so much going on. I had some things going through my brain right then, but it's all good, all positive, and all about that knowledge.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we're gonna take another beat break, and then we'll be back with music industry news. All right, and we're back with music industry news. First up, CSAC has acquired the royalty collection platform Audium from SOCAN. So SOCAN decided to keep 15% of its stake in Audium as a part of its sale to CSAC. So back in 2019, the platform had announced that it had collected $120 million for its clients just in the prior 4 years. So, that's a good thing. CSAC, they've been really quiet with these acquisitions, but they're not playing around. And, I think that it's always cool to kind of watch what they got going on, because most of the time when people talk about collection societies, they only mention ASCAP and BMI. But CSAC is definitely, in the mix, definitely something to keep an eye on. I know originally they focused more on Canada, but it is open to people in the US and, other areas. So definitely, when you're considering PROs, the performance rights organizations, keep them in mind. They've been making some moves. So good stuff.
New kid on the block, right?
Yeah, by comparison. But yeah, they've been strong for a while now. So yeah, always pay attention to your options. A lot of times people get kind of settled with what they know. It's comfortable to us. We just kind of, focus in on that. But when you know more about the options available to you, it'll help you with your career and, as far as choosing who you want to align yourself with.
Okay. CSAC. Right, shout out.
Yes. All right. And 2 Chainz and Offset just happened to dodge a copyright suit over their song Proud. So an artist named Slugga claimed that 2 Chainz and Offset directly ripped off his lyric, "I'm trying to make my mama proud." But recently a judge said, recently a judge declared that the expression isn't original enough to be protected by copyright. So, sometimes it falls like that. I know he was probably looking forward to a big payday, but yeah, it just wasn't original enough to say, hey, that was my lyric. Because, I think it's pretty much a motivation for most people these days. They want to make their family, their loved ones proud. So, good thing for 2 Chainz and Offset that a judge was like, nah, ain't happening.
Yeah.
All right, and United Masters. Now, see, here's another thing. You need to watch these companies that keep making these moves and major stuff. So, we've been talking about United Masters quite frequently because they just keep ramping up. So, more recently, they're offering real-time royalty payments for artists who qualify. So they decided to partner up with a couple of music tech, financial tech companies. So BeatBread is one and PaperChain is another. So by doing this, they'll be able to use the advances for the artists anywhere from $1,000 to $1 million. And the BeatBread is also allowing them to use split pay, which allows artists to automatically split their earnings with the team and collaborators without having to manually figure out who goes to what. You can put all the information in there and they'll just do it for you. So just imagine, being able to if you're getting enough streams, enough sales and all that to where United Masters knows that they'll make their money back, you can get the advance and all that stuff will just come right out of your earnings. You don't have to worry about paying the producer credits after that, because if you have the split pay set up the correct way, producers will get the money, your featured artists will get the money, songwriters will get the money. So, there's somebody to watch. Make sure that they're on your list. So they're moving, there's a lot of distribution companies that do offer other services, but if you've been paying attention to the show and listening, you know that they're strategically just adding more and more and more. So they're going to be an unstoppable force pretty soon. So they've been making all the right moves to kind of stand out amongst all the distributors. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on them.
always making moves out there.
Absolutely, all the time. All right, we're going to take another beat break, and then we'll be back with more music industry news after this.
Sounds good.
Music industry news. Spotify has not been messing around either. They've expanded their radio DJ like format called Music and Talk for all the creators globally. So especially, anybody that uses Anchor, you'll be able to kind of better integrate that. So even if you have shows that are just about music, you'll be able to do something similar to this, to where you can converse with your audience and kind of share why you're sharing the music. So they've been kind of listening to what people need and constantly working on ways to improve it. So, if you've been interested in getting your own show, being a radio DJ and doing the hey, now playing the hits and all that good stuff, that's definitely something for you to check out. All right, and overseas, China has decided to ban music that quote unquote insults others in its karaoke venues. So now they decided that as of October 1st, any music that breaches those rules will be banned from being played within the country's nearly 50,000 karaoke venues. So, they're going to be paying attention to the content. And yeah, I mean, it's something to kind of take note of. They've been kind of, how can I say this? They've been really careful about the type of music that's been being played lately. There's been a lot of legislation that's been enacted. So, we mentioned maybe about a month or so ago that, the gyms there aren't allowed to play beats over 120 per minute just because they were worried about the quicker spread of COVID. So yeah, there's been a lot of music rules kind of floating around there lately. Just something to be aware of.
120?
Yep, 120 BPMs. It's got to be under that in the gyms now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully some of those won't stick very long, but yeah, it's always good to be aware of what's happening in various countries, aside from just where you are located. All right. Musicians and actors apparently love the new proposed California Fair Act, but apparently a lot of companies do not. So basically what's going on is there's been a proposed amendment to their 7-year statute. So it says that talent who lives in California can't be held for more than 7 years to an exclusive deal with any company. So this will help artists, who want to switch deals or try to renegotiate better terms. So, I mean, it's really great for creatives, but of course, companies kind of want to be able to hold on to that talent longer than that. So I'm, personally in favor of it. I think that it's an awesome thing that California is trying to get done. I'd love to see other states follow suit. This would be excellent for artists who might be kind of being held hostage by their labels. So a lot of times labels are pretty good at knowing how to get artists to sign the stuff that they necessarily shouldn't. We're always hearing about people who want to get out of their deals, people who've had these terrible deals where this act would allow them. So let's say you sign a bad deal, you're only stuck with it for 7 years before you can either try to renegotiate or move on. So I think that it's a good thing. Of course, I understand why the companies don't like it, but yeah, hopefully if it passes, maybe other states will follow suit. But I think it's a good thing. What about you?
Oh yeah, I think that's a really good thing. Yeah, I give it a pass.
All right, yeah, we'll keep you posted as we know more. All right, and also, I feel like we're talking about mergers and acquisitions all the time. And so here's another one. Linktree acquired SongLink Odesly. I hope I'm saying that right. But so they launched a new music link feature. So by Linktree acquiring them, it will make it even easier for artists to be able to share like where their music is. I mean, so many people use it already. 16 million users globally, actually. And so with this feature, they're trying to become more of what they call a one-stop shop for touring, merchandise, and streaming. So, you know, big things are happening. It's always good to know, so you can keep your options open and you can find what works best for you.
Good thing. Keep them open.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take another music break and then we'll be back before we head out for the night.
Okay.
And that does it for this week's edition of Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. We thank you for tuning in. And, we just really love being able to share the experiences that we have, the knowledge that we have, the knowledge that, our guests have. It's a delight for us to be able to do it. And yeah, we really appreciate you for tuning in and checking us out every week.
Yeah, and I'm going to drop this nugget right here. Alert time. Some of our artists that we've interviewed right here in this spot going on to bigger and better things. They're receiving notices. They're receiving notifications from some of these larger companies. So you know what we're saying? So don't miss us out. So good luck right here. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So you know where we are. You know where to find us next week. Same time, same place. Tune in, tell a friend, and we'll see you then. Peace.
Peace.